Hey everybody, welcome back to 1776 or Bust. Today I'm going to do a quick video on something that is sometimes overlooked when people prepare for unknown, unthinkable disasters. And one of the things that always concerns me about these types of topics is you can't pick and choose when it's going to happen. So one of the things that I do a lot is I always carry a pair of footwear with me that is going to be able to do the things that I needed to do in case, let's say for example, they shut the roads down and you may have to backpack at home. For me, I'm lucky I work 15 minutes away from where I live, so for me the goal would be to get to my house, get what I need, and either go out and get my family or wait for them to get to me. So you always have to prepare, and one of those preparations should always be footwear. I can't say enough about how important it is. Back when I was a fireman, I got into the habit of always having a good pair of duty boots to be comfortable in, especially if you're on your feet a lot, or if you're hiking up 20 flights of stairs carrying 80 pounds of gear. You always want to make sure your feet are protected and comfortable, and I think that's something that is overlooked sometimes by a lot of different people. So to kind of start off with some of the things that I own, again, I'm not going to go into the specific technologies behind each boot. I may mention Gore-Tex or whatever, something like that, but if you are interested in any boots, I'll tell you the brand and the model if I can even remember. I don't even know if I can remember that, but you can check those out on your own. But this is kind of just a general overview of some of the boots that I have and for what purpose they have. And then at the end I'll show you what I just received, which in my opinion is going to be the ultimate boot, at least after reading about it and doing some research on them, because that's one thing I'm big on. I always do a ton of research on things that I buy, because I feel if I'm going to spend the money, I want to make sure I'm making a wise investment on what I'm buying. So the first boot I'm going to show you are actually the black boots here. They don't really look black anymore. You can see these have gotten a lot of use and a lot of wear and tear. These are a pair of Bates. Again, I don't know the exact model. However, I will tell you they are Gore-Tex and they are insulated. So this is kind of my cold weather sort of fall time boot. And a lot of times, if I'm doing something around the house, I'll be wearing these, but I also put these in my truck in case I get separated from the family, or if I have to actually get out and put some footwear on that's going to protect my feet from the elements, whether it's cold, whether it's wet. And even in the hot months, I've worn these boots in the summer and I've never had any really issues with overheating, things like that. And the fit on these to me is perfect, so that they work very well for me. You can see that I've had these now for about 5 years, and they've held up extremely well to just about all types of torture. And I can say they don't have any leaks in them, so that's good. I think the insulation is losing a little bit of its ability to keep my feet warm, because I do notice in the cold months my little piggies get a little bit chilly in the front. But eventually I'll replace these. I'll probably replace them this fall or winter, and probably go with the same exact pair. But these are great boots. Love them. These are my all-around boots that I would always wear outside, and if I need to put them in my truck, they go right in my little basket back here, and that's where they stay, because you never know, you may need them. A really good pair of boots that I do like in the summertime for the warmer months is this one right here. Again, gosh, I don't even know if I remember what model this is. I can't remember. But these are some Under Armours, and these are definitely going to be a lightweight summer boot, and the lighting is a little bit bad, so hopefully it's not too bright, but they're in sage green, but they're extremely lightweight, extremely breathable. This is something I'd actually wear with a thicker wool sock. I don't wear a lot of cotton socks if I'm outside, because I do want my sweat to wick away from my foot and keep my feet dry. Not so much worried about the warmth, but I am worried about keeping the feet dry at all times. Again, one of the things I like about this boot is it is extremely lightweight. It's more like a sneaker than anything else, so it's extremely maneuverable. The only thing is I would not recommend these on rough terrain. There's not enough lateral support, so you'd be probably popping your ankle. But if you, let's say, had to walk back on a highway, on a paved roadway, or even just a gravel or dirt road, this would be perfect to wear. They're extremely light, extremely breathable. The only thing I wish they did have is a little bit more of these. These are your drain holes, so if you get your boot wet, they can drain, but also contributes to the breathability. So that's pretty good, and that's why I definitely would recommend something like this in the summertime. And if you're just doing a mild trail, no real rugged slopes or anything like that, it just wouldn't work out well for you. The next set of boots I have are, let's do these. These are original Swats. These are not too bad. These are pretty much a summer boot. They're not exactly the coolest boot that I have. I would definitely say these are much more breathable than the original Swats. But these are pretty breathable. They're extremely, extremely lightweight. And that's why I like wearing these. Again, I would wear these with either a full wool sock or a wool blend sock because they just fit perfectly. Not too tight, not too loose, but extremely breathable. And again, it keeps your feet dry. Again, you can see they have some ports here to drain out your boot if you get them wet. But I wouldn't recommend getting them wet because they'll get sloppy and then your feet will get soaked and then you'll probably get some trench foot, which is never a good thing. But again, I do recommend them nice and light, nice and breathable, and very comfortable. I have to say, very comfortable boots. Traction on these, very good. Haven't had any slips or anything like that. I mean, overall, all the boots I've shown you so far have been very good with the traction, these included. I would say these are a little bit more slick than the other two, but overall, every one of these is pretty decent and pretty solid at their job. The fourth pair of boots that I have are a pair of Danners. These are like that, the U.S. Air Force boot. It says right here, the USAF, United States Air Force, the TFX 8-inch sage green Gore-Tex. So again, Gore-Tex, I like Gore-Tex, I stick with Gore-Tex. Keeps your feet dry, has that breathable membrane in there, so it does keep your feet dry, but also, not in sweat, which is always good. These are heavier than any of the other boots you've seen, including the Bates, but these are just ass-kicking boots. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They're just really comfortable to wear. They don't rub in any weird places. The only thing I can say to you is if you, let's say, go your size, you may want to get these in a wide width because they are slightly narrow. So in this case, I would wear a very thin, either thin wool or very thin wool, some sort of polyester blend, something like that to just, again, keep your feet dry and also comfortable. But these are great boots. Totally recommend anything Danner makes, but definitely try them on because they may be too tight for you. I have to wear a very thin sock in these boots because if I don't, I just won't fit in them. I will tell you, these don't have any drain holes or anything like that, but since it is Gore-Tex, what do you need drain holes for? I have had no leaks in them. They keep my feet pretty darn warm, even in the wintertime. And yeah, they work really well. Traction's great. The sole is very rigid. I like that. And the best part about these Danners is that they're stitched on, which means you can replace them when they wear down. So that's always a good thing if you're looking for a good pair of boots. But again, Gore-Tex. Now, the most recent pair of boots that I bought is a pair that I actually got off of eBay. I know, I keep going to eBay. I can't help myself. But I was looking for something that was, I guess, a good combination of all the ones that I showed you here. Lightweight, Gore-Tex, able to take a beating, comfortable to wear, has every new technology that you would want. So I did some research and I had looked at Merrell's, I had looked at some Loa boots, and just the different types of brands that are recommended through the armed forces, especially special force guys that like, certain things like that. And I came out with this website that dealt with, of all people, Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs were talking about the boots they use in buds and also as a result in the field. And one of the boots that kept coming up was a pair of Solomons. So I was looking at these Solomons and they were, gosh, I'm trying to remember. Let me see. I don't want to show you just yet, but I'm trying to see if they have a model or something in them. Hold on. They were called the Quest 4D 2 in Gore-Tex. So I kept looking for them, and these boots were running like, $260, almost $300. And I said, there's no way. None of these boots you see here, I paid anywhere near $200. I mean, the most expensive one I had was actually these Danners, and I got them on clearance because at the end of the season, Danner always clearances their boots. And I actually got these for, I think, $79. And I mean, for a Gore-Tex pair of Danners that is very comfortable to wear, you couldn't beat that. So I wound up getting these for 79 bucks. These I got for 40. And they were brand new. Couldn't pass that up. These I actually got at where was it? Marshall's. I think it was Marshall's, and they were on sale for $29. So again, I picked those up. The Gore-Tex boots here, the black ones, the Bates, my wife got for my birthday, and I think she paid a little over $100 because Bates has some expensive stuff, especially when you go up to the insulated Gore-Tex lines that they have. But I kept looking for these Discoveries, or I think that's what it's called. Yep. No, Quest, sorry, whoops. The Quest 4Ds, and I couldn't find them for anything cheaper than like $260, $265. And as I was scrolling through eBay, somebody was selling a brand new pair for $149. So I put in a bid of $155, and I actually wound up winning the boot for, gosh, I think it was $148 and then $20 in tax. So I wound up paying like $168, $170, which I thought was a really good deal, especially for boots that have been recommended by Navy SEALs, and these are boots that they wear out in the field. So if you're not familiar, these right here are the Salomon Quest 42 Gore-Tex boots. Now these are the newer models. They have the old ones, which are the Quest 4Ds, but this is the second generation of them. So they have fixed some issues that were, I guess, plaguing the boot. Some people were complaining that you'd get a couple of leaks here and there, and there were some issues with the sole, but apparently they fixed all those issues, and you know, this is the new boot. Now obviously this is not a Navy SEAL boot. Why is that? Well, because it has neon green and sort of like this, whatever the hell color this is, like a puke green, I guess. So I don't think this would be really operational, so to speak, but I don't really care about color. What I care about is functionality at this point. But the great thing about these boots is, again, it's all Gore-Tex. So you have the Gore-Tex liner. The liner comes to about up here, which is great because if you're in standing water, if you're really above your ankles, you probably shouldn't be in there. It also has that Ortholite insert, so it kind of keeps your feet comfy and smelling pretty good, which is nice. As a matter of fact, you can see the tag right there. Talks about wicking away moisture and long-lasting cushioning, plus odor and fungus inhibiting, which is always a plus, especially if you have stinky feet. Talks about the care instructions on the tag. So I mean, all this stuff came with the boot. I haven't even removed the tags. I haven't even worn these yet. I tried them on. They fit great. They have this contra grip sole, so it's got an extreme amount of traction on the bottom. So I'm really excited and looking forward to putting these bad boys to use and seeing how they stack up. And again, if they work out well, what I'm going to wind up doing is I probably will be replacing my old Bates boots and throwing these in the truck for, you know, my all-purpose situation if something was to arise. But I'm hoping that never happens, but we'll have to see. I'm just noticing something here. Yeah, I'm just noticing the stitching here. Looks like the stitching is okay. Looks like just a little excess rubber over here, but no big deal. But yeah, man, these are great boots. I'm really happy I got them. I got them at a really good price. They weren't seconds, they weren't used, they were brand new, so I think that was a great deal. But if you're looking for some good boots, I would definitely recommend any of the ones that I showed you. So I'll show them to you really quick, and I'll tell you as an overview once again, or as a review. If you're looking for lightweight summer boots, these Under Armours fit great, love them. I don't think they make this model anymore. They've changed their models over time, but like I said, I got them dirt cheap, and they're still kicking around for 2 years now, so that's pretty good. Again, secondary to that would be these in the Coyote Tan. Really nice, really lightweight, a little bit heavier than the Under Armours, but still pretty lightweight, and they have a lot of cushioning in the sole, so I do like that. And again, really comfortable. No issues with these either. Again, you have the United States Air Force. These are the TFX in sage green, the 8-inch boot. The only thing I wish I could have gotten was a side zip. I'd like side zips on my boots, but then again, you know, that might kind of be, you know, defeat the purpose of having a Gore-Tex liner. But definitely like these boots. Definitely I would recommend these. Just remember they do run a little bit narrow. Again, these Bates are Gore-Tex, and insulated as well. Great boot. They've lasted for 5 years and they still keep on going. I think it's going to be tough for me to get rid of them because I just love them and they fit so damn good that it's like a glove. Last but not least, you have the Salomon, and again, these are the God, I keep forgetting the damn name. These are the Quest 4D2 Gore-Tex. This particular color is, I forget what it's called, ugly green and puke green, but I don't care because they're functional. They're going to do what I need them to do, and I've read a lot of great things about these boots, so I'm looking forward to testing these out. So I hope you guys are having a great night. Again, don't forget your feet, man. Feet are super important, especially if you're in a situation. I'm not talking about end of the world situation. I'm just talking about if they have to close down roadways and you do need to get home and you're a few miles out, maybe 5 miles out, you can always backpack at home. And if you're prepared, then you're good to go. And what better way to be prepared than with really good footwear. So I hope you guys are having a great night. As always, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Keep watching the videos. Keep supporting the channel. And as always, freedom is never free.